G'day guys. So today we're fitting the GT bull bar for Ford Ranger. I've started by stripping everything and we're just about to start fitting the cradle. So we start off by fitting the recovery point. The way we're gonna lay it, just gonna hold it up there. The caption nut inside the chassis. And put that bolt to catch it from the back. So once we tighten this, all you have to be is just hand tight. We have to snip this off and make sure we cut it a bit shorter than the front of the plate so it doesn't create this vibration or rattling. So once we do that, we do the same thing on the other side. Once we fit the recovery points, we're going to fit the cradle using the M10 bolts supplied with the kit. Using long supplied M12, you're going to have to insert that bolt through the chassis here, and this support plate is going to be catching up from the other end using supplied bolt and washer. Tie this down. So you guys, everything here you're going to see is going to be hand tight for the moment. Once we finish everything, then we're going to have to tension it. So again, you guys, we use all the rest of the M10 supplied bolts to fill up all the mounting holes. So again, we just only hand tie until eventually we get everything on, and we high tension with a rattle gun or spanner. I just want to show you this bracket, which is a support. It's a brace for the actual bull bar. This goes here. We're not going to be fitting it right now. I'll be doing it after I fit the actual bar, but this is where it goes. So you got two, I believe it's an M8 bolts, and you got the two other bolts to be supporting the actual bar. So guys, before we tighten this even hand tight, you're just gonna have to slot this wing support bracket in here, and then you can hand tie it. Now that we have all the bolts hand tight, we're going to go ahead and high tension it with the rattle gun or a spanner. So once we've got the cradle all tensioned and fitted, now it's a great time to put your winch if you want to install one. So with this particular Ranger, I'll be using them brackets, and the way they get installed, you put them from behind with them facing towards the front of the car, put them 8 bolts, nut from behind, and you do realize there's plenty of room to adjust it. So just only going to make it hand tight for the meantime. Put the other one on. I'm sort of just going to snug it a bit so I can adjust it better. Lift that up, and I know it's going to be here, at this level. Now with the other bolts, M8 bolts, it's going to go through the bottom, tie them all out, and that's how we secure the dash plate. G'day guys, so today we're going to have a short video about pulling out the harness on a PX2 PX3 Ranger and relocating the sensors on the new bar. So in our case today we've got the PX3, which got the maximum amount of sensors on it. So we start off by pulling off this sensor on the flare. Disconnecting all the sensors first. Okay, so we're disconnecting all the sensors now. That's the other one on the flare. So next step, we're going to use this pry tool and pry all them tabs off and free the whole harness. So once we free all the harness, we're going to make sure this plug remains on the passenger side of the car, and we're going to transfer it to the GT bulba. So now that we've transferred the harness here, I'm trying to match the holes to the plugs. Now it's all about a matter of luck. Sometimes you get the holes matching the plugs perfect, but in my situation here, I've got the plug here is going to be passenger seat. All them plugs match the holes, except for them 3, they're a bit short. In this situation, I have to extend the wiring to each plug so it can reach the holes. So we recommend a qualified person to do this process. However, so basically what we're going to be doing on each plug, them 3, we're going to be cutting them wires, extending them to the right length, and just plugging it back in the sensor. So this is basically what's the sensor holder or sensor plug. It's got 3 wires. So what we can use a security wire. The reason why I suggest a security wire because it's thin and it's got 3 cables in it or 4 cables in it. So it's more than enough to use a security cable on this process. So here's an example of a security cable. You can use any 3 out of the 4 cables in there and match the colors. So it will be, in that case, will be like red on purple, yellow on yellow, black on black and white. So we're going to snip that off. Can be anywhere. Just give yourself enough room and cut enough length of the wire. So in my case, I'm just going to delete the green. Delete the green from this end as well. So I'm just going to match 3 colors on that, and same colors I put them on here, and that way I've got enough room to plug the sensor. So guys, as shown here, I've got the purple on red, I've got the white and black on the white, and the yellow on yellow. So once you reach this point here, so all you gotta do is solder them, tape them, and repeat this process on any short sensor in your way. So here I'm gonna show you how to undo the sensor holder without breaking it, adjust it, shave it, and put it back on the bulba. So what we do here, we're just gonna be poking the actual sensor with my left hand here. I'll be doing that. Undo it from here, the flaps, so that will be pushed out, and then push the tabs in and push the hole, hold the sensor from the outside like that. Now once you get to this point, I've got them small tabs here that I need to shave with the grinder. And the reason why I shave it with a grinder, not with a file, because the file is more coarse and there's a chance I'm gonna break it from here. So with the grinder, it will go down smoothly. Also, we've got them ribs here that we need to shave with the grinder. And once we do that, I'll show you how to fit it in. All right guys, so this is my way of doing it. I'm not saying it's a perfect way, but I know it becomes perfect after I do it. So the way I place the grinder here, so we're gonna start the grinder. These are the ribs we're gonna be filing down. And I'm just gonna get just on the edge of the grinder disc and file them ribs down. There you go, it takes only a split second for them to go away. The reason why I file them off, because once you put them together, there'll be more, obviously the steel is thicker than the plastic on the bulba. So once you join them together, I've got more room here than I had before with the plastic. So that's clicked on now. That's not gonna go anywhere. But obviously now I've got more room here than I had before on the plastic. So make sure you put the sensor back from the same hole it came out of. In my case, it's the driver door, driver side. So that clicks in, and repeat the process on all of them. So guys, most ranges get fitted with tech packs. Here is a PX3, so the tech pack is mounted in the middle where PX2 are mounted on the side here. We've got all the electrical part finished. I just want to show you guys how we fit the bar on the cradle. So we've got them nut plates, and we've got the 12 mil bolts. So once we line up the bar on the cradle, we've got this plate, it's going to be on the outside. So we just line up the holes and we put the M12 bolts just from the inside. And that's how we bolt it on.